see if we're working. Test. Testing. I don't know if my mic might be too quiet. I can turn it up if I have to. Okay, how's that? Let's see if that's any better. Boost it here. Okay, let's see how's that. Okay, I'll try that now. That may be a little too loud. Boost it here. Okay, let's see how's that. Okay. Okay, I'll try that now. That may be a little too loud. Excuse me. Okay. Okay, I'll try that now. Maybe a little too loud. Excuse me. Okay. That should be good there now. Hopefully. Alright. So, as of right now, currently you have Hurricane Milton, which has just made landfall here about 2 hours ago. And if I can just scoot over to if it'll let me do the thing, that'd be nice. Let's see. No. No. Maybe? No. Geez, I need to get better at this. Okay, I think. And there it goes. Alright. So right now, let me update this real fast. Okay, Wednesday, 9 p.m. So currently it shows that the eye of the storm is looks to be about right in the Tampa Bay, Holmes Beach, and Bradenton, south of St. Petersburg. I see this thing's gonna track on through the night. It's gonna start pushing east northeast, bringing tropical storm force and hurricane force winds to all of central Florida, and then it'll move off the coast by tomorrow morning into the afternoon, and then that should be the end of that. So let's take a look at the satellite imagery if we have it. You can see this is an absolutely massive storm compared to what it was. If I can start the loop real fast here. Oh, maybe not. You don't feel like it? Come on. Let's try that. It's just not feeling it, I guess. Come on. If this thing refuses to work, I guess. Okay, here. There we go. Alright. See if I can't get the loop to run. You can really see the storm starting to push in. And a lot of the outer bands are kind of hitting the southeast side. Boca Raton, Miami. Tampa and Sarasota are currently about in the middle of it, but they're getting towards the back side of it. Should start clearing up for them within the next 4 to 5 hours. Orlando's starting to get some of the eye wall. St. Cloud, Orlando, Daytona Beach, Cocoa Beach, all will get the brunt of the storm soon. They, at this moment, probably have tropical storm force winds. We can actually take a look at that. Okay. So, yeah, the eye is right over Bradenton and the Tampa Bay, and the bridge between St. Petersburg and Bradenton. We're really hoping no one's on those barrier islands right now, just because the storm surge, it's got to be pretty bad, I imagine. Actually, I wonder if we can pull up the traffic cams for Sarasota. Cameras down. Cameras down. A lot of these cameras are probably down. Here we go. Maybe? Let's see if it'll let me. No? Okay. Let me try a different one a little farther north. Alright, let me try here. Oh, looks like that camera's down. None of the cameras on 273 are on. Looks like they don't have any cameras on the... Actually, I wonder here if I can get this one. Okay, this right here is the Delgado Memorial Bridge. If it'll let me open it full screen. Lost it. You can see lots of shaking. I cannot open it full screen, but this is currently, I mean, that's gotta be, so that right here, it would be southwest of St. Petersburg, going towards Bradenton and Sarasota. If I can pull up right here. So I wonder if we can get a camera towards Plant City, maybe. Because I bet that's kicking along pretty well. Let me see. check some of these traffic cameras off of Interstate 4. Ooh, yeah. You can definitely see on this one. Very strong winds. On I-4 near Plant City. And that's easily at least tropical storm force winds, if not hurricane force. You can really see that wind just whipping across the road. Wonder if we can check another camera a little farther to the... So before we do that, let me just take a look at the... You can really just see how intensely it's spinning. Now, we saw earlier tonight, I think at one point there was 18 tornado warnings on the ground all throughout southeast Florida, southeast and central Florida. And I know we actually had Port St. Lucie, I think, had 2 tornadoes. Like Placid at one point had, it was under 5 different tornado warnings. And I believe we had 5 confirmed tornadoes at this point. I'm not exactly sure. Oh, you know, it would help if I put the right source on. There we go. You can see just the intense spin of the storm as it came ashore. It made landfall as a low-end Category 4, right about where they predicted it, south of Clearwater and St. Petersburg, and just kind of moved in up the Tampa Bay area. It is now pushing its way northeast towards Orlando and Titusville and Palm Beach. And I wonder if we can get let's take a look here at the velocity signatures. See if we can get a grasp for how the winds are moving, how fast they're moving. If not, we can just use windy. I guess this thing doesn't want to cooperate. Okay, here, let me just switch on over. To windy here. And there we go. And you can see this is last updated about 30 minutes ago, so the eye is a little closer to, say, Fort Meade, Mulberry, and Fishhawk. So Windy predicts this thing to move a little farther north than I think it actually is. From what I'm seeing, it's a little farther south than that. Let me go back to the 9 p.m. and look at the radar here. So actually looking at the rain accumulation numbers at the moment. Nearly a foot of rain predicted for the next 12 hours. I wonder if I can slide that back. Ooh, I can get some webcams on here. I forgot about that. Let me do that. Let's actually check if we have any that are on the beach. Alright, yeah, it's like watching. Yeah, no, that's out of date. Ooh, we can check this one. This one looks to be. It's a little far south. Yeah, it's a little too far south for what we need. I wonder if I can get this one and just see what the most. These webcams are not great. Yeah, all these along this Sunshine Skyway Bridge are essentially down at this point, which doesn't surprise me. It's just not great. Now let's go back to radar of this storm. You can see here, as we look at the way the storm is tracked inland, you can see it just keeps pushing on. Made landfall roughly 2 hours ago, about 7:30ish, 8:30 New York time. But you can just see how strong this thing's been spinning and dropping buckets of rain. I wonder if we have. No, we do not. Okay. Let me take a look at. Okay. This thing will move off the coast by midday tomorrow morning, and we'll start seeing the last of the outer bands leave the Titusville, Palm Coast, St. Augustine area by 2 o'clock at the absolute latest. The storm has actually picked up in speed more than they thought this morning. Looking at some of the reports coming in out of here, out of Daytona Beach, getting 64 mile an hour wind gusts, and that was roughly an hour ago. Let's see, do we have any other reports? Some damage reports north of Tampa. Just some small trees, shingles, and large branches broken 4 miles west of Lando Lakes. That was reported by Jacob Coleman. And then we have another report. Tree limbs greater than 8 inches in diameter split off the trees 100 feet from the Scott Street and Chicago Avenue. No injuries reported at this time. That was put in by David Gold. Uprooted and split palm trees covering the road on 47th Street, approximately 12 inches in diameter. Also seeing parts of buildings scattered on the road. That is just north of Sarasota. And that was about 2 hours ago, so right about when it made landfall. Let me. Let's correct myself earlier. It made landfall as actually a very strong Category 3. At the moment, it is a Category 2, and it's expected to just weaken over and then become a tropical storm, and then move out into the Atlantic. The storm is bad, but we have to remember it could have been a lot worse. Just yesterday, um, there was recorded of hurricane hunters recorded insane pressure drop, the actual second lowest ever recorded in the Gulf of Mexico in recorded history. And some of the wind gusts were measured to be 200 miles an hour. To put that into perspective, say an EF5 tornado such as Joplin, Missouri in 2011, the wind speeds on that were estimated to be about 250, and that absolutely leveled and mangled houses. So having 200 miles an hour winds in that large of an area is absolutely insane. That was just the gusts. But the fact that gusts can get that high, the sustained winds of still being about 185 miles an hour is absolutely insane. We still obviously have hurricane warnings for essentially the entire state of Florida, um, minus parts of the Panhandle, of course. Um, excuse me. Sorry about that. I had to blow my nose. Um, so this thing will hopefully be off land by about 1 p.m. tomorrow. That's the hope. Um, but still, we definitely dodged a bullet, and we do know that the storm surge was not nearly as bad as it was for the hurricane that hit here a week or so ago. That was Helene. That actually caused a lot more damage up towards South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Kentucky. That's a horrible situation over there. And Florida getting hit by a second hurricane in the last 2 weeks is just not good at all. I wonder if I can actually see if I can pull up any other storm reports. Because we have a lot of reports to go to here. Let's see, where is it? As of 9:06 p.m., via Imping, streets and roads are flooding and vehicles are stranded. That's in downtown Tampa. Looking towards the east, near Fishhawk. Let's see if I can pull this up properly. 3-inch tree limbs broken, power line pole snapped. Again, via Imping. On this chaser map I have here seems to be a large concentration of chasers down near Sarasota. And then some chasers up near Orlando and especially near Dundee, Cypress Gardens, Eagle Lake, which are all right in here. And then up into here. But people are anticipating that Orlando will be getting some decently strong winds tonight, at least tropical storm. The storm is obviously quickly weakening as it goes farther inland. But I think that's all for me tonight. I'll try to give updates if I can about damage. I've heard friends. I've got some chaser buddies down there, and if I hear anything, I'll make sure to post about it at least, and put up a video or something. But don't forget to like, subscribe, and any donations to the channel or the streamer memberships or the Patreon will go towards hurricane relief from this storm, Milton, and also